So, we're here with Heroes Unite, our Mutants and Masters 3rd edition, actual, or live play. Yeah, actual play? Live play? What's the difference?
In
a live play,
one's
you're not
live.
actually playing.
Well, one's live
Yes.
and one's not.
I guess, yeah. I've never thought about that until just
I
this
guess-
It's a
moment.
live play until the stream ends, and then it becomes an actual play.
I guess they're the same thing. I was curious if there was an answer to that, and it's on Wikipedia. There's a Wikipedia article for this, by the way.
Yo.
Interesting.
It says, yeah, it says actual play, also called the live play. So it's just the same thing.
Just a
like-
different name.
Yeah, it's just a different name. There's a whole Jesus Christ. There's a lot.
Well, now
One day we'll
we
be in
know.
this list.
But yeah, so we're gonna be playing some Mutants and Masterminds for the next 10 to 15 sessions, give or take. Have an interesting storyline, and today it's mostly going to be everyone getting together. So I have a very easy job myself today because mostly you guys are going to be doing all the work. Booter, I've already discussed with, is going to be our major connecting character for this campaign. And so, I want you all to think about your backstories. And you're going to give us your backstory, and then you're going to tell us how your character meets Monochrome, who's Booter's character.
We're gonna Spider-Man. We're gonna Spider-Man this. Like, this is my story. Comic book slammed down on the table.
I don't know about necessarily that, but it's more like you're the flashpoints for the story. Like, it all comes back to Monochrome.
I'm honored. I didn't even take
You're gonna fuck
the.
everything up? What the hell?
I didn't even take the power to see all of time in history, the true history.
So, some brief kind of world lore at the moment. Emerald City is one of a variety of metropolitan cities in this I guess it's the US actually in lore. I'm pretty sure I've seen some characters in the art that are very much America themed. So I'm assuming this is in the US. And up until the last couple years, Emerald City had a very strong organization of heroes that have recently upgraded to a planetary scale. So, being in such high demand, Emerald City has kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit, and now crime is on the rise as Emerald City's prior group of heroes are no longer around as often to keep tabs on things. This has caused a rise of new upcoming heroes, but also a rise of new upcoming villains and the resurgence of some old villains. So, when considering your backstories, we don't need to hear everything. Just give your best comic book backstory you can for your character, and then I want you to come up with how you meet Monochrome. So this means, Booter, you're gonna have to improv and play on the fly off of what other people say for your introduction and play off of it.
Well, now you've just elaborated for them that they have the power to do anything to me.
Yes, yes.
They're gonna ruin me, Cam. You've done this to me.
Welcome to my world.
In my cool
Monochrome,
backstory, I
actually?
beat up Monochrome, and I'm the coolest, and I'm winning every fight.
And he was in his underwear the whole time? It was
And
really embarrassing for him?
crying.
And so, real quick, and I want it to be left somewhat vague. Tell us a little bit about Monochrome. Don't go into his backstory though, but tell us a little bit about Monochrome in the current like public eye, what people generally know about Monochrome.
Okay. I think like what you said about all of the previous gen supers moving on to bigger pastures, it probably didn't take that long for Monochrome to start making a name for himself after that. And he was sort of just like a rising star for a bit, where he like appeared one day and was just sort of taking care of things like all over the place, and everyone just very quickly got a sort of idea of his presence here. And I feel like he's basically like just sort of a Paragon, the Superman type character, where like he sort of shows up when he's needed and then is gone, but he's like always around basically. As long as there's daytime crime, your light boy's the one to call. That's not his cat. That's not his
We're
tagline.
workshopping. This is why he needs
Yeah.
some collaborators.
This is not his forte. This is the cause of him wanting to start a team. He said that embarrassing line to someone one time, and then he went, "Fuck, I need some PR."
You need somebody with marketing, just like a little bit.
You're telling me there's a Taskmaster type out there? Perfect.
The guy out there making money, doing like hero work, asterisk.
I need him to come up with my taglines. I need a cool catchphrase.
All right, so with that general knowledge, you guys get to decide how you meet Monochrome, what you're doing, and what's happening at that moment. If rolls or the such come necessary, then I will definitely hop in, or you guys can beat up some minions or lesser villains, whatever you want. But this is your guys' essentially origin story. So, your best superhero backstory and how you met Monochrome. When anyone is ready.
I have a very good idea for how I think Monochrome and Lockdown met and started working together, or at least what provoked the start of the team business.
You know, I was hoping you would go first.
Yeah. I think that there is some villain, some reoccurring villain or something that came back to the city.
Well,
and
backstory first.
Oh yeah, backstory first. Lockdown is a guy who is not super powered at all, and once developing a lot of technology and finding a way to artificially power himself, looked at the heroing business and decided this is incredibly flawed. A lot of people are really just set up already. They're naturally rich, or they're living in squalor. Those are kind of what you have to live in as some sort of hero or villain. So he decided, why not just be an adult and make this a job? And so he set up a mercenary business. So him and his employees go around working for heroes or villains, fully just whoever is willing to pay them, and just do whatever jobs they need done. And yeah, he's full on like the Taskmaster style mercenary character. He just shows up in other like comic books, fully just like being an antagonist for somebody. However, he is also a little known to be kind of flaky because he will just work for the highest bidder. That is just his primary motivation, is I need money. So, I think that how he met Monochrome was he was probably working for somebody, some villain at the time that Monochrome was working for, or not working for, was fighting against. And I think they crossed paths, and I think a business deal was struck in some way.
Okay, well, play it out for us. What's happening? You get to GM for the moment, like set the scene, and have the events come along, and Booter will have to improv off of your setup. So what villain?
That's a great question.
Not Dr. Clock.
Not Dr.
Please. He will kill us. Where
I
we
think
stand.
I think it's some Skeletor necromancer type guy. And he's like full on skull mask, lich motif, but it's like a rubber mask, But his whole scheme is like, I will raise the dead of Emerald City and take it over. And my job is to guard him because he is a frail nerd. Because
Okay.
you can just punch him. He's a fucking dweeb.
Where's this taking place?
This is taking place. Let me look at the map actually.
I don't think there's any graveyards marked on here.
I'm just trying to think where would be a fun place.
I mean, I'm sure being next to the state penitentiary would be a perfect place.
There's no bank anywhere?
Well, I'm sure there's tons of banks. There's just not a landmark bank.
I think it's probably around Royal Hill area, like that central location.
Okay.
And they're kind of in this evil lair that he's created in the past year for the scheme. And he's been gathering all the bodies, and he's trying to raise them from the dead, his dark army, and he's doing this long ritual in lockdown, and his 6 minions are just kind of sitting there. Just okay. They've been waiting there for 3 hours right now.
All right, so, perfect. I got it. So, you entered into what was this old Spirits of Halloween that has been closed for years. No one's touched it. No one's even taken down the giant Spirit of Halloween signs. And this is your first day on a multi-day contract. And so Skeletor the Necromancer brings you in, and he's going around excitingly showing you this base he's established in this old Spirit of Halloween. As he's just and over here I've used all these props to make a perfect necromancer ritual chamber. And you look over, and it's a big pentagram and a fake stone slab made of cheap plastic, and it's surrounded by a variety of those yard displays that move when you go into their line of sight.
Wow, man. Impressive. And then one of his minions, fucking Dwight or something, is just waving his hand in front of a laughing skeleton, and he just slaps him in the back of the shoulder or something. Stop it. Because it's laughing 5 times in a row.
Yeah. No, it's good for the ambiance of this place. I haven't installed a sound system yet, though, so we'll have to work on that. But,
Give me a heads up, man, when you do that. A proper, day's warning.
Oh, Yes, of course. I'm sure maybe if you have migraines or something, that might be a little annoying.
This is so cool, man.
Yeah. And look, I've been storing the bodies in these coffins. As he shows you a variety of legitimate corpses put into these Spirit of Halloween coffins.
It's like he's currently like, to describe the appearance a bit of Lockdown, it is purely like kind of like military tactical almost. He's wearing a bit of tactical armor, some good old like blacks and blues and like a bit of like red highlighting. He's got like a mask that's got a bit of a skull shape to it, but not like full like Skeletor skull shape. It's like the hint that it's meant to be a skull with like a more of a gas mask motif. So like, you can't see his face like at all. And inside it is the most like stuck in a cringe of both like I hate this guy, but also stuck in a like that is fucking disgusting. Like, I hate this environment in every regard. The sensory-wise sucks.
So, your job is going to be to help guard me and my minions as we go to the local cemeteries and we exhume the corpses. Everyone always has these weird ideas that necromancers just summon skeletons, but that's not what they do at all. It's a lot of hard work. Do you know how difficult it is to dig up a grave?
It's like 6 feet down. Seems like it's a big hole.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to dig a big ass hole like that?
Yeah, you know what? I've never thought of it. You're right. Necromancers get a bad rep, man.
This is why I hired you. You understand me.
One and the same, you and I.
So anyway, I've done some exhuming and I have about 20 minions at this time, but it's not nearly enough to be considered a threat, you know? I mean, what would Day of the Living Dead be if there are only 20 zombies, right? So we're gonna have to be doing a lot, but Emerald City has very packed graveyards after all the prior supervillain events, so, you know, I figured this would be my time. I went out, I bought a book of the dead, I studied it hard, and now I feel like it's my time to no longer work my old accounting job and to become a villain.
It's a great entry point into the career field. It's the right decision.
Well, I mean, was the last necromancer villain you heard of,
He thinks on it, like, genuinely. I do think... I think the last one was like 50 years ago or something.
See? Open markets! And I can fool everyone to think that my zombie bites are contagious, so they'll just run away from the banks while we loot it. It's flawless.
Great plan.
All right. He pulls out his phone. I'm gonna Venmo you your first payment.
Thank you.
And on the agreed rate, $20,000 per day.
All right. Perfect.
All right. Now we have to wait until dark. So, I guess we can just chill around for a few hours.
Immediately after saying that, you see a flash of light in the distance.
Well, they're in the warehouse, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
you see a
the-
flash of
Through a
light
window.
in the door.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's currently currently locked down. Like, he has his phone out as like he's currently like Venmoing like the portion of the of that $20,000 to his minions, but with like a bonus attached, each with like an extra like $1,000 with a "I'm sorry" in the comment of it.
Please ignore the smell.
Just like he's clicking the like send. And then he like looks up.
Yeah, I just sort of am like superhero pose landing in front of the doorway. And I
As you
stand
do
up.
so, one of those motion skeletons are like, and Skeletor's like, my alarm system has gone off. Quick, do your job.
Fuck. Okay. And like he immediately like phone away, starts moving like he sends out like the it's wordless as like his squad immediately gets into position. It like like they swarm out to the side as he starts walking forward, as they are all getting into like perfect cover positions with their assault rifles as he's walking towards you with a sword out.
Do I know you at this point? Like, are we aware of each other?
I would assume we've both heard of each other.
Okay. But we probably haven't met before.
Just haven't met in person at all. Like just like I've heard of like there's a hero named Monochrome, and you've heard that there's a mercenary named Lockdown.
All right. I stand up from my superhero landing, and I look over at all of your guys and you, and I just sort of turn my gaze away to look at all of the corpses that have been dug up very sadly. And I look over to who's this necromancer guy, because I'm definitely a type of hero that remembers each and every one of the villains' names.
He's Skeletor the Necromancer.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes.
All right.
That's
I look
his
sadly
name.
at him. I look sadly at him and I go, Skeletor, these people have suffered long enough. You can please just lay them to rest. And I start walking toward him, trying to like see if he is fighting back or not. Like giving him a chance to throw up a white flag, basically.
Skeletor's like, you know my name? Wait, no. This is a startup. You can't do this yet. Go! As his minions start moving insanely slow in your direction. They're the type of zombies that you can walk kind of quickly away from.
You also hear like we're close enough at this point. I think you hear like an actual sigh from Lockdown, but he's like currently sword out, and now it's like he's stepping in your way, pointing it at you. It's part of the job, man. So, not gonna happen.
Okay. I don't want to bring any harm to those who have been raised here. So if you permit me this and I do a flash attack that's like not actually damaging, just dazes on all of the minions so that they're like not involved and like aren't being damaged.
My eyes!
Also hits him.
His stats aren't great. He put everything into summoning, and that's about it. His other stats just a normal guy.
I'm curious, just out of curiosity, what resistance would that be for a flash attack like that?
Well, technically it's an attack roll on my part.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it has multi-attack. Increase
Well,
range.
the actual flash is a roll though. The dazzle or daze part.
For that part, I mean, I can at least safely say that you have flashbanged my minions, and they're temporarily like, you know, like their vision, their advanced vision helmets have not accounted for like sudden bright light like mine has. I'm willing to hand wave some rolls like that. As he hears like the mutterings of like of just in curses in his helmet communications with them. All right, we can take this one-on-one then.
I look at you with like some respect and nod, and then I square up to get ready to fight. And then let's see. Me remembering what my powers actually are. All right. Are we gonna have a little showdown here?
I think one attack roll made at each other is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So, both of you roll a d20 then.
Okay. Is that my die?
It's almost a nat 20. Oh,
As
no.
your die, Monochrome. And Monochrome, you are first.
Okay. I also have bonus to initiative, by the way.
I do not have bonuses to initiative,
Yeah.
but I cannot be surprised, basically.
Hmm. I think since this is sort of like we've committed to doing a little showdown here, I like put my fists up like I'm ready to box, and then I suddenly flash away and fly at an incredible speed just immediately in front of you and do a beam of light attack onto your chest.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll for your beam of light. This will be against. Is the beam of light a range? It is. So this will be
It is
a
a
dodge.
range.
Oh, nice. So I click the dodge defense.
Yes. Success.
Ooh.
As he actually as this is happening, he dodges like just like right before you even activated it. Like he's preemptively moving.
Yeah. I'm like taken aback a little by that.
And as he's like sidestepping, he immediately like makes a side slash with his blade. So I will make my attack.
Okay. Okay, this will be
20.
against a. Oh, also, for your attacks, make sure in the little box below the attack buttons you put the effect or the damage it does.
Oh yeah, because I clicked that one. Yeah, because I have the this part right here.
Because I don't know why,
I
but the
guess
effect
it's
doesn't
that.
show.
Yeah, because that is
That's
the
weird.
that's the sword power that I made.
Yeah. But that's not technically the effect because the
Yeah.
effect is just a flat number. So just in the attack box, just put the effects, just effect whatever or damage whatever. But anyway, 28, and I'm assuming this is a melee attack, so against parry.
Yes. How do I roll? Oh, there it is. Oh,
Oof, you're
All
parried.
right. So that's a hit. What's your damage?
That's a really good question. How is damage calculated?
Oh, I see in your blade here you did not add damage. It's just a strength-based attack. So it's equal to your strength value.
Which my strength value is I guess it's just a 6.
Yep. That does make sense. Because you can have a strength and attack, or you can affect and attack higher than 20 combined, and you have 13 and 6, so that's a 6. All right, and penetrate. What's penetrate do?
It penetrates 3 layers of like protection, basically. If someone is impervious resistance, it penetrates 3 layers of that.
Ah,
So,
I
like,
see. Okay.
Yeah, because I have that all laid out in my power aspect, so that way you can look at it.
All right, so that's going to be 6 with a total of a resistance roll of 21 for your toughness.
man. I'm not doing too good, but I did it.
You did do it. So
Plus 14.
yeah, his toughness is
tough.
absurd. You strike out with your blade, and while it may damage the suit, he's left with barely a scratch.
And once you connect with me, the light that's covering my body sort of like pulses and flashes as my aura of light turns on. There's no way to post the power without rolling it.
Yeah, you can just roll it, I suppose, if that's what happens.
So I think this auto hits.
Yes,
And you just have to-
and
yeah.
it's 5 damage, it looks like. Rank 5
Yeah.
damage. All right, so that's going to be a toughness roll against you, lockdown of 20.
Ooh. Oh, close.
All right, so that is 1 degree of success, which I think gives you a lesser wounds.
Let's go.
Okay, it is by degrees. All right. So, just a failure is -1 circumstance penalty to further resistance checks against damage. So you've been injured, but not anything that's incapacitating at this time. But instead, like, if you get hit again, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the aura is a lot. But he takes like a step back.
And I'll take my step back and I sort of give you some breathing room. Be like, are we continuing?
Don't really have much of a choice, do I? As like he goes for his holster with his big ass fucking handgun. I gotta make a living somehow. As he just like cocks it back.
If you're looking for work, why not go into the hero business?
There's no money there. There's no money in most of this work.
It might not be making money directly, but it's the right thing to do. You'd be getting
Right.
plenty of other benefits.
Right thing to do doesn't pay the paychecks of 6 other people.
Is it really worth it to make this money in a city caused by chaos?
I would say so. That money's pretty necessary.
From what I've heard about you, I think you could figure out a way to make it by just fine on a hero's salary.
Hero salary of charity work. But hey, I mean, if there's some hidden ways of making money that I haven't seen, we'll have to, I guess, collaborate sometime. You'll have to tell me about it.
I like look around at all of your minions and back to you, and I just sort of stick my hand out as like a offering gesture for a handshake, and I say, I'm looking for people right now. I'm trying to put together a team. This city is in desperate need of people who will do the right thing, and if it's with you on my team, I think money will be a non-issue, but I'd be at ease knowing that there's someone so skilled watching my back, especially with the condition of those under you. I think you are someone who really cares.
Whoa, I meant that in like the placating later thing, but okay,
Of course.
Right now, as like the gun is like lowered a little bit.
Lockdown! Have you got him yet? I can't see anything.
In a minute, like he turns over and like he just like points at him. It's like, give me a minute.
I
As he
flash all
turns
the
back around.
minions again.
Ah!
Behind everyone. okay, look, I don't have loyalties in this race, like, at all. I don't really care what goes on outside. As long as I get the money for everything, myself and the people who work for me, and then the people that depend on them. That's all I care about. If you can provide that, or at least this is a method to achieve that, sure.
It would also likely be a lot less stressful getting all your jobs from the good side.
He looks over at Skeleton. I don't know about stressful.
He's like removes the mask and he's just like a dude. And he's just like rubbing his eyes. It's like, let's make a villain so hard.
I mean, I got paid for a day. Hey man, Skeletor. He beckons him over like one finger.
What? He's blinded.
Full blind. He like looks around. Hey crew. Out of all of you, which one of you liked him the least? Which I think I think fucking Clef immediately sticks his hand up, like raises his hand like a fucking kid in school. It's like bop him over the head real quick. To which Clef very dutifully runs over, just jogs over to Skeletor, and then rams the butt of his gun into the head of Skeletor.
Monochrome, you're so strong.
Thank you. I say to like cover up the betrayal, so he's like I'm seeing him do it, but I'm like, his reputation, I know how important that is to him.
And then like immediately he looks over, Jeremy, bust, loot his pockets. Everyone else, steal whatever actually looks valuable. We're heading out. I don't want to deal with this guy.
I will like...
Yes, sir!
I will just start walking past you to like take him in, and as I'm passing you, I go, you know, from what I hear, the previous group of heroes that took care of this place had a pretty booming merchandise business. An established team of heroes might be a pretty solid brand. And then all of a sudden there's a flash of light, and it flashes all around the warehouse for a little bit, and the dude and all of his minions are taken away.
Are you out, like, gone?
Yeah.
With that, fucking, Bust thusly is just holding up a wallet. I got it, sir!
Yeah, I left the stuff because I don't really have a need for it, and it was probably just gonna get, like, confiscated anyway.
Confiscated and he doesn't even lock it. We can just drain his Venmo account right now.
Alright, do it.
If I had known how irresponsible this guy was with his personal belongings, not even putting a password on his phone, I would not have left it all. But I would feel bad about it.
As he's also, like, looking through, he's like, oh, boys, I have great news. We're gonna get $10 off frozen yogurt, as he holds up a punch card with the last stamp. They all are gonna pile into their armored cars, and we are gonna get Froyo on the way back.
Yes.
Also, now's a great time. What is Monochrome's appearance? What's Monochrome look like?
Yeah, so Monochrome has a very simple appearance. He's like a vaguely human-shaped ball of light with just sort of like obscured facial features and just like complete light all over, and he has a long flowing cape that's also made of light. And that's just it. He's very simple, straightforward.
Fair.
But even though he's glowing very brightly, for some reason it doesn't like hurt people's eyes to look at him. It's just more like a radiant effect.
And I will also now just, I guess, introduce it to everyone who wasn't here right at the start, and also for stream, just so I can get it out of the way. I do have names for all 6 of my minions, and I do have at least descriptors for a chunk of them. There are 2 of them I have to still improv. But I can at least detail my minions, post in the chat so you guys can save it, get attached, pick your favorites. But the minions we have Clef Monahan, who is also, he has his wife Carol, who is the baker. She's really good. She makes a lot of great baked goods. Dwight Davis, who I don't have anything on. Jeremy Renner, but not that one. It's a different Jeremy Renner.
Played by young Chris Evans.
He looks like a young Chris Evans, but he's an excellent marksman, though. He's our squad sniper. Again, no relation, legally speaking. Bust Thusley, who has a very tragic backstory. I have to detail it more, but his life has been a tragedy. Frankie, who's said, like, always just said in a, not exactly like that, but it's at least said in a state of, like, excitement, or like, my man! We have no clue who he is. He showed up one day, he's scarily good with my tech and guns, but he's the coolest, and I am, like, really not certain he speaks English. He responds to most questions with finger guns. So I just don't know who he is. And then Philip Lewis. So yeah, those are my 6 minions, who are also highly impressionable with the personality of, like, golden retrievers. So you hero types better not be influencing them.
Philip Lewis sounds like an athlete. Like, I would turn on the Olympics and he'd be there getting ready to swim.
Just peak jog.
I
do
had
have
the
a gym.
opposite impression. I thought of like a history teacher from like a high school.
He could be both. He could be an absolute jock, but he wears like a turtleneck, like 24/7, like the Steve Jobs style turtleneck.
But it looks good on him.
Oh, it fits good.
All right, so who's next?
So Sasha Temses is a 25-year-old goth, cyber goth. They don't have a hero name. They have tried to avoid a hero name. And more often than not, they grew up on the rougher side of the city. They saw people in poverty. They saw people going through all of this stuff. Eventually, growing up on the streets taught them about survival, until they were taken in by Tremblay Biotechnologies and used for a personal project they were trying to work on, which ultimately backfired due to Sasha's rebelliousness, and it resulted in their powers showing up in an not expected form. As such, they now wander the city as a anti-hero, trying to find ways to improve the city. And it has led to a not the best of reputations for them when they are not working with an additional friend of theirs. But as they're going through their evening one day, they're downtown, they see a couple buildings that are very decrepit, and they're like, okay, those could use some work, and they happen to look over and they see a robbery in progress. Like, I didn't need an excuse, but okay, and they just start channeling their power, summoning golems as chunks of buildings rip out of these abandoned buildings and start forming into golems, and the golems are sicked on these minions, on these robbers. With the orders, don't kill them, knock them out. Eventually, though, the stress from this fight causes one of the buildings to lean and start to crumble and fall on one of the other abandoned buildings. Where they're like, okay, maybe I should make my escape, and then they start to try to naturally move away from the stressful situation, this damning situation for them causing the damage.
Just a moment after the buildings fall, you see a flash of light.
Oh shit! And I just run.
I see you running. Do you still have your, guys with you?
I split them off of me.
Okay. Is this, our first time meeting, or is this a regular occurrence?
I don't think this would be a regular meeting. I'd say you'd know of me because I'm a notorious troublemaker, because I collapse buildings to make sure they actually try to fix the buildings in the city.
Yeah. I get here, because I came just because I saw buildings collapsing and was like, I need to check that out. And I get here and see it's you, and I look at the ruined buildings, and I just let out a sigh, and I fly right in front of you in the blink of an eye.
What's that over there? And I try to merge into the wall to get away.
I do look. And I look back, I go, oh. So are you, just going into a building?
I just merge with the concrete, and I try to run along the outside of the wall just to, get out of your line of sight, and then just leap out from the other side of the building and just keep running.
We now see an overhead view of the streets with just a streak of light shooting up and down them one by one. And I stop right in front of you again.
God damn it! I heard you had a reputation in this. I didn't think it was true.
I look back at the buildings that are collapsing and go, I've heard you have a reputation as well.
Look, if you're worried about civilians, I swear to God, those were abandoned.
I'm aware. I checked. I look at you and just sort of let out a sigh, and then I go, don't you think your abilities could be put to better use?
I mean, they are being put to use.
It's clear that you have a good heart. You don't want to hurt innocent people, and you fight crime when you can. But why not try to do better? Better than you are now. You should always be striving for that.
Look, you sound like someone who grew up without having to deal with the struggles I've had to deal with. I understand where you're coming from. I don't think you understand me.
I put a hand on your shoulder and say, I've had my fair share of struggles, and I know how hard it is to get through it without any assistance. If you'd like, I'm putting together a team. I think you could do well on it. I think if you really devote yourself to it, I think you can be a fantastic hero.
You sure you want someone with my reputation on the team? They just point to the rubble behind me.
I look back at it again and let out another sigh. Then I turn back and say, it's not about reputation. It's about your heart. I know that you want to do good. You protect people and fight off villains, but you just don't have the opportunity or the circumstances to do it to a higher degree of standards. I want to provide you with that.
What's wrong with my standards now?
You just destroyed multiple buildings to take out a random thug.
Those buildings, A, were not in use. B, your city managers have been letting this fall apart. Those buildings are not even livable. The amount of people living on that street alone could fit in that building. If anything, I did them a favor. Now they have more space to live.
You know, if you became a well-known superhero, you would have a platform to say all these things without destroying buildings.
I'll think about it.
All right. If you need me, and I put my hand up and go, I'll find you, and then just sort of zoom off somewhere else.
Much as you fly up going, that's not ominous.
Ah, hello. Well, in the aftermath of Sasha's quote-unquote heroing, and the bad reputation that followed her, my parents, CEOs of Tremblay Biotechnologies, wanted to distance themselves from her and try to repair their reputation a bit. So they looked towards their daughter, Seraphina Tremblay. And she then went under almost the same experiments and procedures that she did. Eventually emerging as Celestine, also known as the Angel. And we find ourselves Celestine often, while she's heroing, runs a Twitch stream to give people a nice first-person view of what it's like to be a hero. We find ourselves today with Monochrome fighting. Peter, you said not Dr. Clock, so like what's a hero that you would, or a villain that you would struggle against? That you have.
I feel like, how long has it been since I've been doing hero work here, Cam?
You tell me. You said not long after they left, so it's been.
Yeah, and how
a
long
couple
ago was
years.
that?
It was a couple years.
Honestly, I don't know if there's been like a big villain enough to like make me super struggle in that time. I think it's sort of like it's been like a slow gradual increase in crime and villainy up until this point, and now it's starting to get to the point where it's like I can't do it on my own anymore.
Well, remember, a villain who you might struggle against might not be one that is strong or like capable combatively being, a threat to you, but might pose unique challenges that might be a struggle for your hero specifically.
Someone who's constantly turning on and off the lights.
Someone who does like a lot of collateral damage, because that would strictly help out their power set.
A lot of collateral damage would be an issue for me, because then I'd be basically fighting them and also like doing damage control at the same time.
Here's a good one. It's Dr. Plague.
Oh, thank God.
Ooh.
It's not Dr. Clock.
Not Dr. Clock, but Dr. Plague, who he's actually not someone who spreads sickness, but instead has unique control over the common cold.
Oof. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I can just bring him in and then bring the other people to doctors.
That is awful. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, right.
I would hate that villain.
He's like
You're
your mortal
essentially fighting him all the
time.
So, in the streets of Emerald City, we come across Monochrome, sick with the common cold like 3 times over, fighting Dr. Plague. It's about sunset as the camera pans above their fight as a 6-winged humanoid figure appears in front of, or flies up from below the frame in front of the sun. Fear not. Celestine is here. Oh, hey, thanks for the 500 bits. Dr. Clock was right. Mods ban that guy. As I swoop down behind monochrome and activate my healing spores as a green cloud in a 30-foot radius around me fills up. Monochrome, you start feeling better. People around me start feeling better. Hey, Monochrome, need some help?
Sure, if you're willing to lend a hand, I'll always accept a fellow hero. Get on in here.
Swoop on by and celestial blast Dr. Plague.
He gets it. Ugh! Wait. My congestion's gone. No, my powers! What have you done?
I've cured you.
No one can cure the common cold. No one!
Except me.
I put my hand on his shoulder and go, do you know what year it is?
That's true. Vaccines were invented like...
What?
couple
There's still no vaccine for the common cold, guys.
No,
Don't
but you can
spread
cure it.
No, you can't.
You can
literally
cure
can.
it. You can cure it with time.
You-
Dr. Clock could cure it.
Dr. Clock can cure it, true. You would just age like 3 weeks, but you know.
I thought he cured me.
Dr. Place is like, no, I'm not going back. You can't make me. Wait, I have one power left that can work on you.
What?
He,
No.
he points and he's like, do you know some people have a reflex to sneeze when staring at bright lights? I can enhance that.
Oh.
You're all, due to Monochrome's pure lights, everyone around begins sneezing terribly. This isn't a sickness you can cure, Celestine. I'll be back! As you're all sneezing and losing your shit due to Monochrome's presence.
Achoo.
I clench my fist.
Mono, achoo. Mono, stop. Achoo.
Is he running?
Yeah, he's running away, but everyone is sneezing. He'll come back as a villain later.
Achoo.
I really want to shoot him. It's like as he's monologuing about like being sick, just like try a gunshot from a normal gun.
I feel like he'll be a fun villain, so he escapes.
He'd be such a fun villain. I'm so down.
So
Every villain that we've like, just the two, I'm like, I hope they come back because I love both of them.
So yeah, using Monochrome's pure light presence as a weakness against everyone present, and not being a sickness related, but more of a normal reflex. He's managed to get away.
I clench my fist knowing that I caused this.
I put a hand on your shoulder. It's fine, Monochrome. We'll get him another day.
Yeah. Thanks for the help.
Of course. And then I point to the camera, like the GoPro that's on my shoulder. Do you have anything you want to say to chat?
I sort of stand up a little straighter. And I go, he might have escaped this time, but he won't be out there for long. I promise you that, and I point right into the camera. So, do I know that you work with... What's Suzanne's character's name?
Sasha.
No hero name?
No hero name.
No hero name. That was explicitly mentioned.
Yeah.
No hero name.
Do I know that you two work together?
We have worked together on occasion, but like kind of this to the public, it's kind of like the same circumstances that we met. Like you needed, like one of us needed help, and the other showed up.
Mm-hmm. All right. I look to you, and I look at sort of everyone. Oh, I look at everyone around that's sneezing, and is no longer sick. And I say, "You have a very handy set of abilities there."
Thank you.
I look off into the sunset and then turn back to you, and I say, "I don't have much time, but I hear that you're doing a lot of good out there, and I'm putting together a team right now.
Oh my god, are you inviting me?
If you would like to join, I think you'd be a valuable asset to the team."
Oh my god, yes, 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 yes! And I shake your hand, like with both hands, really aggressively.
I'm clearly off guard, like I don't know what to do with this person who is in the streaming world that I am very much not knowledgeable on.
Also, like, every other person has been, like, kind of difficult. It is the first person that's,
Yeah.
yes, instantly frame 0.
I go, "I'm building a team." They go, "Yes, I'll do it."
Oh my god.
Well, I look at the camera knowing that a bunch of people are watching, and then turn back and go, "I'll find you at a later time to talk about the details." And
See
then
ya.
I look off toward the sunset and go, "But now I must leave. I'll see you later."
Bye-bye.
And then beam of light off into the distance, off into the sunset.
I pull the GoPro off my shoulder and like phase it towards me. Oh my god, chat. I got invited. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Well, thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys next time.
I will say, as your stream is wrapping up, you get a subscription, but I think the name causes a ban. Because Bust Thusly 005 donates money, but then his name gets flagged. As he fully puts his full name, as he's like, "Great to hear!" As he donates $10.
Oh, I think Mods, that one got auto banned. Can we let that one through, please? Thank you, Bust Thusly 005 for the $10. As I move on to my ending screen, this nice music plays. The stream will auto end in 5 minutes.
As you're doing that, Sasha comes out from an alleyway sneezing from seeing the lights around them. Gotta go.
Oh wait, great, he invited me!
You too?
Yeah!
Well, I'm glad you get to be on it.
I'm so excited. And we get to work together more too.
Yeah. Camera's off, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna be there, I may as well be there as well.
Yay.
So my character, Theo Fisher, he had a relatively normal childhood until his powers awakened at 18. Not 18, 13. Okay. But his parents freaked out and told him to keep it a secret. So he had his head down low, not telling anybody about his powers. And then, with all this crime coming up, he's been feeling guilty because he can actually make a difference and help make the city a better place for the people he loves. And for just everybody in general. So, he finally gets up to the task and wants to make a difference and help. And how he meets Monochrome.
What's his appearance first?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
He's really new to the superhero thing, and he doesn't know what he's doing, so he went to Spirit Halloween and got those, like, red... You know that weird, like, skin-tight suit that one guy dropped
You
down
got a
and yelled,
morph
"I'm
suit?
gay!" Yeah, that.
He got a red morph suit.
Yeah. And then he has blue shorts for obvious reasons. And he's wearing a silly mask. Like one of those like white smiley face masks. He just looks
Because-
ridiculous.
Your
It's made of
costume
cheap
costs like
plastic.
$30 max.
Yeah.
You know, it's fair.
So just to put it all together, you're wearing a red morph suit with a pair of blue shorts over the top and just a scream mask on top.
Yeah. He tried to make his own suit, but it looked so bad he had to throw it away.
I feel like that's super realistic though, because like, how many fucking comic book movies where they bust out, I got powers, and then immediately get designing like the best suit ever?
I'm also a master sewer.
Well, to be
How?
fair,
How do
like,
you know that?
in Spider-Man, his first outfit was also really, really bad. The
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the homecoming fit.
because like in the comics, Peter Parker is actually like a really good artist, but the movies like never established that, and so when he starts like designing the costume, you're like, what? Where's this coming from?
So wait, you threw it away? So what is your appearance when you tried to fight crime?
Oh no. He botched the suit that he tried to make so bad he threw it away and got this
Oh.
one. He was just done.
You're like halfway through sewing two pieces of cloth together, and you're like, this is really hard. I'm just gonna
This
go to
sucks.
Spirit of Halloween.
I saw the
Yeah.
superhero movies and they made it look so easy.
You bumped into a weird like frail accountant guy, and like on the way out as he was like trying to mess with the Spirit Halloween as well. Just thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
Just slightly before, he's just like, he's coming out carrying these large, like, laughing skeleton things.
Oh,
Also,
that's
did you
weird.
say like how old you are now?
28?
Ooh.
Okay, so you're 28. All right, got it. So now, how do you meet Monochrome?
So I imagine there's this serial robber that's stealing weirdly from old rich people. Kind of rude, but bad guys are bad guys. It's fine. Well, you get what I'm saying. But
Mhm.
my character figures out the pattern and figures out which house this robber's gonna go to next. And coincidentally, Monochrome's there.
Can I name the villain?
Yes.
His name is Robin Hood, but instead of Robin, like in Robin Hood, it's Robbin. Because he's Robin.
I love
I
it.
steal from the rich and I give to me. Then he runs away.
No, he's actually just a guy who sneaks into people's houses and steals like their TVs and stuff.
Like he just
Super
is a
villain,
robber,
then?
but he just came up with a name because it's the trend.
He's just
You can't make it in the crime world these days without a cool superhero name.
exactly, and
Yeah.
he's like,
I'm just a guy.
no, better. He is a professional TV thief. He steals progressively larger and larger TVs.
I also like the image that in this world, if you don't have like a name and costume, you're like the kid trying to trick or treat without a costume.
Yeah, you're just clearly not taking it seriously. Like, you don't have what it takes, bud. You got to get that title for yourself, even if you give it to yourself.
But yeah, he's a no power villain, but he just got a lot of like really good thief skills, and he just got like a whole tool belt of things to break into people's houses just to steal their TVs. Anyways, leaves a sign. BD is a lie. So you're tracking down the elusive Robin Hood.
Yes.
Where are you? Where is this happening?
So it's in this big giant mansion. It's very beautiful, tons of windows, very modern looking, with like, you know, those modern houses with like the angled slant on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like whoever this person is absolutely loaded.
My God, he's stealing from my house.
Oh fuck. Oh no.
One of your parents' homes.
Yes.
It's the house in Lakeside.
How did you know?
And he knows that no one's home because they just don't come to this one. There's
Yeah,
so
we're
many
saying-
houses.
We're staying up in Northern Shore right now.
So,
Okay.
so I got some questions because I think I can make this really fun. So how do you get your hero work normally? And what is your character's name, Alicia?
Theo Fisher, aka the Crusher.
The Crusher. So how does the Crusher get their hero work as a newbie?
He listens to the. Why am I blanking? You know how the cops use the radio and they like tell crime, like,
Oh,
oh, this
police
gonna happen. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so you have a police scanner. All right. And okay. All right. So you're heading towards a location because there's been like a alert system in this fancy mansion that's like automatically notifies the police when someone breaks in. And you just happen to be nearby.
Yes.
Okay. So you get to the mansion. You don't see any obvious entry points. How do you get in?
I don't want to break this poor person's house.
We're not poor.
Don't you have teleportation powers?
Oh, yes. I'll teleport in.
For a minute. Like, how do I get inside? Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I had these. He just teleports in immediately.
Because your parents won't let you use your dang powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't your thought. You're just like, oh, how do I get into this person's house? You wait for a few minutes and you're like, teleportation powers. You flash in. So as you flash in, at the top of a very long set of beautiful stairs, there's Robin Hood, guy with a big sweater that like darkly covers his face, lifting 4 massive TVs. And he looks down and he sees you, your Scream mask and morph suit on. And he's just like, hey, buddy, these TVs are mine. Go find another part of the house to loot.
You think I'm a villain, fiend? I am not. I am the Crusher! And I'm gonna kick your ass! He just runs up,
What?
ready to punch.
Hey, wait, no. That's not how this is supposed to go. He begins running with the TVs.
Get back here!
He's very
Yeah.
agile. He jumps over a banister, lands 2 stories down, rolls, all holding these massive TVs.
That kind of rules.
I know, jeez.
What do you do?
I will try to predict where he's gonna go next and teleport right in front of him and punch him in the face.
All right. As you attempt to do so, he's like, TV shield! And he interposes a TV. Do you smash the TV?
Oh,
Can
God,
I
that's a
dodge
special
it?
move.
Sorry.
Oh, can I dodge it? Or is it impossible to?
He's not attacking you with the TV. He's blocking himself with the TV. I'm asking, do you punch him through the TV, or do you avoid destroying these people's TV?
I will try to avoid destroying the TV.
All right. So you pull back your punch at the last moment, and she's like, works every time. You're in a standoff now. It's really hard to get to him because he keeps using the TVs as shields. What do you do?
Yeah, but you're so annoying! Why don't you just lower that TV and I can just punch you in the face?
Are you dumb?
No, but you are. For being a fucking coward.
Okay,
Ah!
guy. Just I think you're a little over your head here, so why don't you just teleport out here and just let me do my business? You can't stop me while you're protecting these precious media devices.
Yeah, he's had enough and just punches him straight through the TV.
Oh,
Not our 150-inch TVs. What the hell, man?
I'm sorry.
Blah! He goes bouncing, rolling, and it hits. Monochrome, this is a great time for you to enter in the scene.
yeah. There's
How
a
do you
flash
get
of
into
light.
this people's house?
Yeah, so I have part of my body of light and darkness is that's not the right one. This one. I can turn myself into energy of a certain type and go through solid objects permeable to my energy, aka glass.
Yeah, technically, sure. So there's
So
a
I just sort
sudden
of
bright
zoom
light.
through the glass. I stand there with my arms crossed, and I look at this dude who's laid out, shattered TV, and clearly an amateur hero. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting this situation when I flew in here.
Are you another robber?
No?
Okay, oh, thank God.
Are you a robber?
No? This guy was stealing. I was gonna let him do that.
Yes, it's much better to destroy the property instead. And I glance over at the TV.
I didn't want to. He was making me mad and mocking me, so I punched him through the TV. I'll pay them back. Just gets out his wallet. Lays like $150 on the ground.
I'm just sort of standing here with my arms crossed the whole time, like, all right then, I guess. I feel like you seem to not have much experience in this field, huh?
Is it that obvious? He just scratches the back of his head.
I look you up and down at your costume. I take a few steps forward and put a hand on your shoulder and go, "Kid," clearly underestimating how old you are because of your inexperience and stupid costume. I go, "Kid, I can tell you have the determination, the drive. You got spunk, but you're not quite there yet. Listen, I'm putting together a team. If once you deal with this whole situation, if you'd like, there'll be a bunch of heroes there, hopefully. It seems to be going well so far, as I'm a little nervous about it. And then I go to just sort of pack up the robber dude to take him in, and I look over at you and go, if you want in, there'll be a few heroes there who I'm sure would be happy to mentor you on how to do good without breaking TVs.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that, and I need all the help I can get.
Well, stay out of trouble until then. I believe that you'll be a good hero. It's better to do it under supervision of those who know what they're doing. You just need some practice.
He nods his head and, You can't see through his mask, but he's clearly excited and his eyes are gleaming. To learn more
You just
and
get
to
that,
be a better hero.
You just get that Scream mask looking at you with its dead eyes.
I don't have visible eyeballs, but I very clearly shifty eyes, uncomfortable. You know, maybe first order of business of my new team will be figuring out a costume for you. And
I definitely need a new costume. I tried to make my suit, but it looks so bad I had to throw it away. You would think this looks so much better than what I made. Ugh. He
Well,
just shudders.
It's admirable that you didn't let that deter you. I'll be in touch. In the meantime, I think you are gonna have to deal with this situation here. As I gesture to everything, and the sirens in the distance as the cops are about to get here. If you explain what happens, I'll be dropping this guy off at the police station, so you can corroborate your story. Just this is a good learning experience for you. Property damage comes with its downsides. And then there's a flash of light as I'm out of there. Door quickly opens and shuts because I can't bring this dude with me through a glass
Through
window.
There's a smear on the window as he explodes at the speed you fly.
Glass shatters into dust, and so does he.
Oh god, if it's just me and I look like a robber, they're gonna arrest me.
So what do you do?
I'll get a pen and paper and write as quickly as I can what happened, and then put $150 down and say, sorry for breaking the TV. I hope this is enough. Have a nice day, smiley face.
And then how do you leave?
Oh, I teleport out. Sorry, I thought you said then you leave. My bad.
Oh, no bad.
Panics and steals a car. Makes it way worse.
Oh no.
All right. And we have one final person.
Yeah. All right. I will be playing as Carl Masters, also known as Offspring.
Masters, really?
Yes. I had to keep it a little bit campy, you know?
I like it.
Born to two supervillains, Anna and Danny Masters, also known as Jagannatha the Human Tank and Red Rover the Clothesliner.
Good one.
Thanks. He was born to two supervillains and was actually unmasked at a very young age. Not by his own devices, but the devices of his parents, as they were sent to prison at he was around the age of 10. Having actually been, like, kind of taken care of by a police officer, actually hoping to, like, kind of change the kid's life around. He did eventually grow up to be a hero, though always under the microscope of the media. You might say he has his own James Jonah Jameson in the media, trying to keep him down. I'd say
Your James whatever. James Jonah Jameson?
Jameson.
James Jonah Jameson. There we go.
Yeah.
Dyslexia is really hitting hard on there. Is Elon Musk.
Oh.
Damn.
who does nothing but tweet about every bad thing that you do, because that's exactly what you would do. You pissed him off at one point, and now he spends his entire time just tweeting about all the shit you do.
You probably pissed him off when you were like 12 or something.
Fair.
Your parents bought weapons from him, and then when they went to jail, you didn't continue buying weapons from him, and now he's salty about it.
It's feasible. But we find Offspring in like his first days of crime fighting. Not particularly like savvy with like scientifically developing his own super suit. He kind of had to improvise, being a person who can elongate their body, as he wears like a workout shirt and some bicycle shorts, as well as like a ski mask. He's trying to track down an upstart cold-themed villain. He has managed to track the individual to a abandoned ice cream factory.
An abandoned ice cream factory. Okay, and what are they doing? What's their nefarious plot?
Oh God, gave Devin brain freeze.
What if that's
There it
the
is.
scheme?
They're trying to give the world brain freeze.
He's trying to lower the
Permanently.
temperature of all the water. Everyone gets brain freeze.
Oh.
All right. Okay, I got a villain for you here. So, the Ice Creamer
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh god.
I hate that name. but I love it.
is a ex-professional bodybuilder who has discovered a 0-calorie ice cream that is so delicious, but his formula was taken by a big corporation when it was essentially locked away due to legal problems, so he couldn't market it. So using his professional bodybuilding capabilities mixed with ice tech, he became the Ice Creamer, this big bulky guy who will freeze you and cream you with his big muscles.
Can I request that this guy's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I immediately was like Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze. Like that, my first thought.
All
Nice
right,
to meet you.
I'm going to cream you.
Ugh.
He doesn't
like
make
when
ice
he's like
puns, he
that.
makes cream puns.
The disgust is a part of my power.
Ugh.
While
Once
you're
again, I'm gonna write
cringing,
a
you're
poem.
going to get creamed.
Your cringes fuel my power.
And now he is planning to use this ice cream factory that's placed just above the city's like main water line to make the city's water so cold that you get brain freeze every time you drink water unless you let it sit for 5 minutes.
You
fiend.
monster!
This asshole.
Exactly, and he's just like, I'm going to hold the city hostage until they give me the rights to what I made, my ice cream.
I love that the city's just filled with like nobody villains that are weirdly effective.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best part about villains is you could just be like, yeah, they got this kind of dumb power, but actually it's pretty good.
I got a dumb
Also-
power, dumb backstory, dumb motivations, but like, damn, are they an inconvenience?
I also love these villains right now because we're doing the dumb, goofy characters that we can have return. And when the real fucking threats show up, it's gonna hit really hard.
True, true.
When Dr. Clock clocks in. Oh boy. That was just awfully dumb. That was great.
It's amazing.
You could hear me
That-
pause while I thought about it.
You said it
I went,
and you're
"Wait."
like, wait, did I just strike gold?
Me pausing briefly and going, wait a minute, I have something here.
Your
It's like a
pun was
Smash fucking
really
intro
good
screen.
timing.
Thank you. Dr. Clock will haunt my dreams.
All right. So the ice creamer is waiting for you in this factory, Devin.
You have to stop him, bro.
You have to stop him if anyone wants to drink normal cold water again without getting brain freeze.
All right, and he will extend himself so he can get up onto the rooftop. And he's gonna kind of like creep up to the skylight and look in.
You see the ice creamer working on a large device that's going to send pure cold energy down into the water line.
All right. Let's see if this works. He's gonna bash through the skylight, kind of extending himself down, and as he drops in, Ice Creamer, I'm here to stop you.
What? No one can stop the. He turns to look at you. Dude, bro, your gains are terrible. You go around looking like that?
It's hard to put on muscle.
You're the Buddha Mus. Everyone says that. They don't know what true work looks like. You got to put in the reps, bro. You got to have your protein, your creatine.
Creamatine.
Hey,
What they
don't
stole from
take
him.
that. I'm working on a creatine right now.
Believe me, it's not the reps that are the problem. He'll like lash out and try and like grab him.
Because he's wearing like a big workout outfit that has like a big buff ice cream man on the front. So you guys kind of got the same fit going on. You wrap around him and he's just like, "Hey brother, cool off," as the fibers in his outfit begin to light up like neon colors, and his body super cools, causing your arm to unwillingly contract.
Does that mean he's getting squeezed harder? Question mark.
Well, it's more like if you don't let go, your hand's going to break because it's
That's fair.
constricting too much.
He like will pull back.
How'd you like my nice ice shirt?
It's pretty chill, I guess.
Hey, I like you, hero. Unfortunately, I can't have you stop me now. He reaches over and grabs a hose from his machine. He's like, taste ice water. As he begins spraying sub-zero ice or water in your direction.
He probably hits.
Okay. So he clips apart your body as your body becomes like you become the most constrained you have been in your entire life, as you are unable to stretch without worry of breaking your body in places, putting you in a dire situation.
There's like a sense of like maybe he underestimated this guy by his name.
Now that you're iced, it's time to cream you. He comes up ready to deal the final blow.
Flash!
Sorry.
Flash and arrive, or the guy is being flash attacked. You have too many Flash variant
That's
names.
true. There's a flash of light as a fist comes right into his face at the speed of light and just launches him into I don't know, it's abandoned. Is he making ice cream here?
No, he's just
Yeah.
using it for his giant ice machine.
There's no big pile of ice cream I can launch him into. So I just launch him into like a pile of like debris.
All right. As you do so, his shirt exudes a bunch of fresh white snow as it cushions it.
The only one getting creamed here is you.
Who's this? Wait, it's Monochrome. No, you can't stop me.
I can and I will, villain.
As you have Offspring there next to you, who's currently
Yeah.
like all constricted up.
I turn to him and go, all right, back on your feet, pal. And I just sort of, do I have strength in this form? I do have strength. I just sort of pull the constraints off.
Well, it's not. He's not being. His body's being
Ah.
constrained because he's made of an elastic-like material.
I slowly undo it.
He shines you with a bit of a light that warms you up.
Thanks.
Anytime. Are you ready to get back into the action?
Yeah, I can do that. And he'll like extend towards the ceiling and begin making his way over to the villain.
Hey, Creamer.
It's ice
One of-
cream. It sounds weird when you just say the cream part.
Me alone would ice you once, but now we're here to ice you twice. And then I go off on him. I give him a flash of light to blind him.
I see what you did there. Ah! He gets blinded.
We'll hit you with the long arm of the law. He like swings at it.
You hit him, and this time you don't get frozen right away. He's like, "Ugh!" You guys have a fight where you tag team, and finally you defeat the ice creamer.
Excellent moves there.
You as well, Mr. Monochrome, sir.
Offspring, right?
Yeah.
I put out my hand for a shake.
He'll accept.
I got a very firm grip.
He does as well, actually.
Ooh, I respect that. You know, I've been hearing about you a lot lately. I think you're doing really good work out here.
He seems almost like surprised. You've heard of me outside of like the news?
Well, I hear that too. But I like to keep my ears to the pavement when it comes to the hero work.
I appreciate that. He seems to smile, but like awkwardly.
You know, now seems like a good time for this since we're done wrapping up this guy, who I assume is like sprawled out on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a team lately. I'm looking for heroes all over to join me. Hopefully we can help each other bring this city to justice.
I mean, I would like to help, but I feel like my image might tarnish yours if I do that.
I put both hands on your shoulders and I say, reputation isn't the important part. What's important is that we do good and I can see it in you that you want to do good. And you have the capability to back that up.
Yeah. I would love to join.
Excellent. I'm very excited. The starting point of my team building with very lukewarm responses gives me a bigger high whenever someone flat out says yes now. These last few have been really good for my heart. I let go of your shoulders and I sort of give like a light fist pump, like we can do it. And then I said, excellent. I'll stay in touch with you. Soon enough, we'll be up and running, making this city a better place.
Well, I'll keep fighting the good fight until then.
I'd give you a big thumbs up and say, just what I'd expect from you. I can't wait for everyone to meet the team. And then I do like a light pose with like I'm about to start running stance, and then say, I'll keep in touch. Phew. Off into the distance.
There's like he seems to wipe something away from his face, but he will tie up the villain and get him ready for being dropped off.
Okay. All right, so that is going to be the first part of today's episode. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to see what it's like to edit a live play, so I can cut it down to kind of like the better parts to see how much work that is. So
Cut out all the ums and uhs as we're doing.
I don't know if I'll do
rolls.
that would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Us not knowing how our abilities work.
But see if I can condense it down, try to make like, you know, like hour and a half or 2 hour episodes. But we will be continuing on with part 2 after we take about a 10-15 minute break. So stay tuned. We'll have everyone getting together for part 2. So we'll see you all in a bit.
Woo.
Pipe.
Hell yeah.
Keep fighting the good fight.